for this version, once you get to mid to late game, the performance nosedives. I have a 7600 processor with a 7800 XT graphics card, and the GPU is like barely 50% loaded. The CPU is barely 50% loaded while streaming. I have to keep that in mind, and the same behavior applies to when I play it offline. This has to be better. Like, there are not that many people here. 35 crew, 77 air crew members. So we're looking at 102 agents, 112 agents. I can count. Adding two numbers, I know it's kind of difficult sometimes, but this has to work better. Given the fidelity of what we're looking at, this has to work better. Okay, next up. You absolutely positively, whenever editing this number, you had to allow for keyboard input. Because the 100 number you see here is manually clicked like this. There is no way to enter the specific number you want. Which for some situations, for the biggest problem is light ammo, I think. Yeah, low caliber ammo is the biggest problem, because you basically have stacks of 200s in this. The produce until base has X is a greater little thing. Unfortunately, at the start of the game, I went up to 201 so that the base has 400, basically 2 stacks ready to go. AF, at minimum, please change this from stacks instead of individual pieces, so that for cases where the one stack is 200, you don't have to click 201 times to get 2 stacks basically made in the level. Okay, next up, some kind of I know that this is a little bit game breaking, I guess, but I would really appreciate an option to have an unminable or an infinite supply of some resources, for example sand. Make it like harder to see or something, but once you mine out all the sand, you are basically done. If I went with a brick construction, I would have killed all the clay on the map as well. And it's kind of difficult to play like you want once you run out of some resources. And since some resources are made out of thin air, for example, metal is made out of nothing, I can see this going two ways. You either allow us to make all of these resources, kind of initial resources, out of nothing by some manner, or remove the ability to create resources out of nothing. Because first I was kind of confused when I saw that, okay, metal is made out of nothing, and same way tarp. Like, I was looking for, like, okay, what do you need to get to for tarp? And I was like, oh, you just need nothing, you just need a station. So I'll either add other resources or remove these and replace them with something else. Some of the planes make no sense, because once you spreadsheet it, and of course I spreadsheeted it, I mean, some of the planes make absolute, like, why would you get the Hawker Hurricane? Like, at all. No reason to go for it. Straight up go to the Supermarine Spitfire, and this is probably the best fighter jet. For pound, this is the best one. Because, sure, the Gloucester Meteor has the supposedly highest combat stats, but it costs 12 victory points. You can get 2 Spitfires and a little bit more. Basically, you can get 5 Gloucester Meteors or 12 Supermarine Spitfires. I know which one I would rather have. The Mustangs makes no sense. You get the Hawker Typhoon is a good bang for buck, and I would like to have like some other specialization, except apart from the fighter, bomber and multi-role, essentially, because these unique ones, like, just say that this is a troop transport or a recon plane or something. It's like, that's a great recon plane, that's a great transport plane. But you wouldn't know if you wouldn't, like, you know, go through and spreadsheet it and try to min-max it. The whole tier 4 makes little sense from the perspective of progression, because as you are building up the higher and higher tiers, like, I would want to go, like, the Lysander nor the Lancaster by itself is like amazingly. None of these two are not that amazingly better compared to what you have available here. They take, like, for example, here you have 7 crew compared to what you can on the B-17 you have 8 crew, but look at the other kind of stats of the plane as well. And the Lancaster kind of doesn't make that much sense when applied in, like, normal combat operations. Like, most of these stats, like, I would much rather go for this one than the B-17, because, you know, and once you build an airstrip for a B-17, you will want to get at least 1 meteor, as just for shits and giggles, because it's a cool plane. I would like to see the planes, how they are selected, jiggled a little bit and make them more specialized, and make me want to build anything in Mark 4s. And honestly, like, most of Mark 3 are kind of boring as well. Like, I never got a Hawker Tempest because it doesn't make any sense compared to the rest of the planes. I got one of these. Did I get a short Sterling? I'm not even sure. I know I have a Handley Page Hamden and one De Havilland Flamingo. Like, this is a good one. So, you know, make me want to get a plane, essentially. Because some of these, either through just min-maxing my, you know, spreadsheeting of this, I'm just not really drawn to. So a little bit of go through it and kind of polish it a little bit. Also, you know, we start with 0 and then go to 3 immediately. Try to add something in between. Because if you look, like, there are no ones. There is 1, 2, which is a cargo plane, but that's like, and you need an airstrip 3 for that. So you are very far in the game, and this is nothing. Once you are at this stage, you survived. 2 is nothing. Doesn't make any, like, doesn't make it makes no difference. So I would like to see something in the early in the airstrip tier 1, a couple of 1s, a couple of 2s, something that's smaller. Okay. The pathing. Sometimes the NPCs or not the NPCs, but my peeps sometimes do some weird shit. So, for example, this little storage spot was bombed. It was previously made of tarp, and instead of like, they were stuck on taking the same resource or from the same pile, and they were essentially just hovering and cycling through the same resource pile that had, like, I don't know, 600 rubble or something like that. It had a high count, but I could see that it went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, down. So I would like to see, like, some, like, a revision done to how the workers select their targets, because, for example, this storage zone is barely used, and they were taking out the trash from here all the way to there, and vice versa. Like, they're taking spoiled food from there to here for no apparent reason. What else? What else? I don't know what the medicine is for. Like, I went through the crew members, but I don't see whether they are ill or anything, because there are several tiers of medicine, and I have no idea why would I even make medicine at all. I have no idea why would I make the food the food rations. Like nothing would explain that, hey, this would give you, it lasts longer or anything. It's basically, okay, you need to add metal to all of your foods. And I'm like, okay, but why would I do that? Same like for the other resources, for the like luxurious stuff, I never made a single luxury item. Ever. So all of the stuff that's like chairs, piano, guitar, gramophone. I don't even know how to make luxury goods. And as you can see, my mood is you basically either spiral or you're good. There are no in-betweens. There is no like, oh hey, I need to create the area. Like this is everything that is sufficient for peeps. Just a fire. Just a fireplace with some chairs, and each bed has an assigned drawer to it. That's it. Yeah, I don't do anything else. I look at the mood of the peeps. Max confidence, max happiness, essentially. This is all around. The only thing that I address is, or that I need to address, is energy. What I would love to do, you have only a single schedule. I would like to set a separate schedule for the air crew and for the ground crew. I had this situation, especially early game, where I needed the air crew to sleep more than the ground crew, because the missions came at inopportune times. So I was like, okay, I had the air crew crashing constantly because they didn't get enough sleep. And I was like, okay, I can micromanage you and force you to sleep. But, like, I don't want to micromanage that. I just want to set it up once and essentially set it and forget it. I would like to see, as far as the training goes, a little bit a progress bar somewhere. As an example, so let me take an aircrewman. So I can see that, okay, this is 22 out of 32 progress to the next level, I suppose, to level 6 of bombing. When they're trained, I don't see the number changing. I have never seen this physically change. I'll probably have to hover and it changes, but you can, like, show a little progress bar over the head of the peeps or something, or show a progress bar here, I don't know. Put this progress bar somewhere so that you see that, okay, this is actually doing a change. I have never seen anyone use this. And I have several bombers, I have several fighter jets, so I would expect this to be used as a gunner training. Like, okay, cool. It was never used, so add a bit more variety. Like, I do like the replenishing fuel tanks and the water pumps, because they provide the resource. Maybe do something like this for sand as well, like a replenishing sand pit. Example, and clay pit or something like that. That would really be appreciated. And make the stuff, the hardest stuff, because basically these are the trainers that I can build, and there are a couple of trainers that I only can order. Make them like ridiculously expensive at this point. Just make them available as well, because I don't see any point of having this locked away by to just the supply drop. I mean, yeah, I understand to some extent that might be a design choice as well, to limit your options and make, make the Sunday choice really matter. But at one point you are just like, it doesn't, man. I'm just, if I forget accidental or do something, I'm just like, oh, I have to do another week, and I forgot that I wanted to do this instead of that. So otherwise, still a fun game. I would want also some kind of end game goal, because this is essentially just, there is no goal. You're just, okay, this is more of a how far you can survive. Right now the date is February 8th, 1941. So I'm not sure whether if I play this until 45, whether the game ends by itself, but I'm like, it would be nice to have like an overall kind of hey, if you achieve this many victories, you won the war, something like that. That might be a lot of fun. So add a target, because other than that, like, okay, I'm just playing in a sandbox. Like, I don't see a reason why I would replay this. Like, the only thing that like really pushed me to play this far was the dare, because the dare was challenging. I was like, okay, you can do 6 and 6, fine. I'll do 6 and 6. Like, it's a challenge, but there is nothing basically changed from mid game. It's a kind of bit of a problem. One thing also, make it so that you can change the direction of landing and takeoff from the airstrip, because you can only take off in the north-south direction and west-east direction, and it took me a little bit to understand that more than I'm proud of. And you have to build the parking spots accordingly. So I initially had like, okay, like I'm going to do like something in something like an airstrip that goes south north essentially, and essentially I had like these parking spots, and I had the airstrip go that way. I was surprised, like, why are the planes always going to the north part and take off to the south? I was like, what the? Can you somehow, make it so you can actually control the direction, or set like which direction you want each plane? That would be even better, because we already can change the parking spot. If you really want, you can just assign the spot. I would like to have something same for the direction of takeoff and landing. Would be really neat.